somehow. Like I said, they're not technical at all. That is who I am. Oh, that is exactly what I did. Okay. Why does it keep doing that to me? Did it end again?
No, I think it's live. It's live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, we're gonna try this again. Hey, everybody. I guess it's just me that I can't get it. I think. I want to welcome everybody. I'm gonna say back to the Tru Talk Soiree. Since we kind of got kicked out the first time. There we go. There we go. But I want to thank you all for coming in. I want you guys to please like and share with at least 3 people. If you can, I want you to be involved in the conversation. We got a great guest on with us tonight, and I'm so excited. So excited. So I want you guys to come in. Come on in and join the conversation. Tonight I have with me, drum roll please. I want to say Lady Tonya Harden. Now, as I say that, I'm going to get into that in just a minute, but I want to welcome her. So welcome to the Tru Talk Soiree. I'm so glad that you came on to chat with me and hang out for a little bit. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited. I hope everybody out there is excited. I hope you guys have questions. And I really want you to heart it up and like and share this segment today. And we're going to get right into it. I'm going to ask our guests to please introduce yourself. Just tell everybody a little bit about yourself first. And then we're going to get into the whole big everything, all the things that you do.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Lady McGhee. We've been having am I saying that right? It's McGhee, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to just say Lady Robyn. So
yes,
I want to say thank you, Lady Robyn, for allowing me to be a part of your platform, to be on with you. I'm excited. Been waiting, anticipating this particular day. But just a little bit about me. I'm an old girl from Texas. Yes, right outside of Houston, Texas. I am the wife of the cutest bishop on this side of heaven. I am a mother of 3 beautiful daughters. I am an author. I pastor alongside with my husband. I am also a mentor as well as an entrepreneur. So it's a couple of things that I do to be able to do ministry with my husband as well as make money all at the same time while doing purpose and doing profit. So my whole key thing is to be able to just help show women how to win in every area of their life, in life, love, marriage, ministry, and in money. So that's who I am in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Okay. In a nutshell. Y'all heard all of that, right? Y'all heard all of those things, right? Okay. So I'm going to start right here first because I like I said, I wanted to introduce you as Lady Tonya Harden, but you are a pastor as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you pastor alongside. Now I'm going to tell you now, just a little while ago, I'm going to just share a little bit about what we were talking about. And, how I found you initially, because when I became a first lady, I was finding it difficult to find, you know, I don't know if you want to say a mentor or just somebody to kind of guide me or whatever. And I came across your group on Facebook, and that is how I found you. I plugged it in. Y'all know y'all can find anything online, right? Plug anything in and you will find it. If you need a group for I don't care what, you will find it. And that's very helpful. So if you have an issue or whatever it is, you're looking for whatever, do that, please. And so, but that is how I found you. And so I had really just known, okay, Lady Harden, right? And then it was like, Pastor Harden. So sometimes, now I'm gonna say this, I don't know how you feel about it, and I don't know where you are at with it. Because now a lot of times the first ladies are being called pastor, right?
Right.
And so, and I've had people call me that, and I'm quick to say, no, I'm just first lady.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No, I'm first lady over here. That's the pastor over there, right? So what I want to ask is, how did you guys make that transition? Did you guys did you come into your church, or was it a church plant? How did that happen?
So we started from the ground up. So it was a church plant. We come from our spiritual father, spiritual mother, out of Houston, Texas, City Cathedral Church. At the time it was CRM. And so we come from there, and my husband was a youth pastor. And so we came home. So we were in the city area, in the Woodlands area at that location. So we ended up coming home. And I felt like we were talking, I felt like I was thrown into this, because I was like, we're doing what? But my husband had a heart, for our city, and so we ended up coming to our city where we're from, where we grew up from. So we're high school sweethearts. So we were in high school together and all that, and so we came back home to and it's a smaller town. So we came home. Long story short, it started off with me not really wanting to be. I fought, I guess you could say, about the first lady title, because I didn't want that. And I was like, no, I'll just be Lady Harden, right? So it started there. I'm going to just be Lady Harden, not First Lady, just like, but whoever called me, it didn't matter. And I went from that to my husband asking me to teach. I was the girl in the back. I don't want to teach. I'm just a singer. That's it. I don't want to do the extra.
Yeah, you left that out of your title.
Yeah,
you left that out.
I was over the praise and worship. So just let me sing and let me sit down. That's all I wanted to do. So doing that, he heard me speak to the women one day, and he was like, I see you teaching, and had me get up and talk one day. And later on, years later, he ended up making me the co-pastor of the church. And so, because we did ministry together already, so we were doing everything together. It wasn't a such thing as he was over what we call operations, and I was over observations, meaning knowing, as pastors' wives, what goes on inside and out, but we, we're watching, we're paying attention. So it ended up doing that. So we were pastoring along aside each other as co-pastors. And so it went from that to one day him saying, because I started preaching and teaching a lot more, and then he wanted to ordain me as a pastor. Now, remind you, are you ready? I did not. I was the one that said, no, I don't really do women pastors, period. Don't get mad at me. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I feel like every pastor, every woman needs to come. That was my old mentality, right? My old way of thinking. And matter of fact, I was under a woman pastor when I grew up as a kid. So I kind of, I knew that, but it was just like, we're emotional. We're all over the place. I don't want to be no pastor. And of course, he ordained me. We were under a fellowship, not a fellowship, but under mentorship by R.A. Vernon. And we got on a call one day, and one of the pastors' husband died. And when her husband died, the church was trying to kick her out. Long story short, church trying to kick her out. And my husband said, this is why I need you to be the pastor of the church, because I refuse to allow anyone to take over our church if something was to happen to me. So I want you to pastor alongside me. So that's where you get him being the bishop, where he covers other pastors. He's just not wearing a title, but he has pastors that are under him. And then if he was to leave or go to their church and check on them, I'm the pastor of the church. So we pastor alongside each other. So he ordained me as pastor. I was kicking and screaming then. Still didn't want to, because I just didn't. I was just like, man, I got too many titles. It's
too much. Too much.
First lady to Lady Harden to co-pastor. These people not gonna know what to call me. So it's just whatever you call me, I answer.
Yeah.
I don't even matter. So that's
and they call you Lady T, right? Lady T.
Some people call me Lady Harden. Some people call me Pastor T. Some people call me Pastor Tonya. Some people, it's just whatever I answer to. Some people call me Tonya. I'm good with it. However you rock, that's how we gonna rock together. So I'm good with it.
Wow. Yeah. So see, you wear.
Yeah.
you wear a lot of hats, and I'm just so glad that you're on today, because like I said, I believe that even if we help one, even if we give one some pertinent information, something that can help them, we've done our job. We've done our job, right? We've done our job. So, okay. So also you have 3 beautiful daughters.
Yes.
3 beautiful daughters, right? Ages
20, 18, and 13. So I have a college student to junior high. So yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
And so how do they deal with mom and dad being the pastors of the church? Like, how is it? I know you guys did a segment with your daughters about PK kids. How do your daughters, how do they cope with the ins and outs of being the PK kid, preacher's kid?
Yes. So, and it's so crazy. I think that was, we've done 1 or 2 in the Pastor's Wife Connection private group, but they will not do it publicly. They do not want to. And I'm okay with that. But the way that we deal with it, we learned when they were younger. We were putting the church before them. So those titles of going from Lady Harden to pastor to co-pastor, I had to realize that even though I'm pastoring with him, that someone needed to be the parent, or someone needed to be, where we needed to be with these children. One of my girls one day, and I always say it, and I think I put it in one of my books, was that my daughter told us one day that y'all are putting the church before us. We asked the question. And so at that time, we were kind of parenting, still learning, how to become pastors. We were learning our way, but we needed that moment of reminder. So we have an open policy with our children to where, we can talk about anything from the bedroom to the bank account. We're able to talk about it, right? And so that particular day, I think my oldest was 11 at the time, or 10. Wow. And she told us, and it broke my heart, because as leaders, we move, and we forget about the children. Well, for us, I would just say, I don't know everybody else's story, but you always hear the story of pastor kids that are left out because the parents are always moving and they're forgetting them, or they're treating the church better than they treat their children. That was our. So around 2000, after that, we started the process, because it's a process, because we have been doing ministry a long time, just kind of overlooking them and doing what we needed to do. So it was a process of learning. And I can say today, we're at the best place as a family ever. She works with the business. My other daughter works with the business. So, and we do ministry together, even in the ministry. So awesome. We learn how to not be so focused on the church. We still do ministry, but I wouldn't say balance, but created balance, because we got to create it. So we had to create that balance with our girls.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, how do you balance all of that together? So you prioritize, but you make sure that they're right up there at the top too, because we can't forget about the children. Now, I know my oldest told me, matter of fact, he just told me this just recently, maybe a few months ago. He was like, it was hard coming up. Now, my husband wasn't even a pastor. He was an assistant pastor, but my mom was the pastor. So even being the grandchild of the pastor was hard on him. He was like, Mom, it was hard. People really expected us to be, so perfect and, be this one way because of who Nana was and because of who you guys were. He was like, it was hard. It was hard. And he had never spoke up about it. He had never said anything about it. And we were talking about something one day and he said that. And I was like, I was appalled. Like, what? Not appalled, but like surprised. That was a word. Surprised. Like, really? Like, I had no idea that he was feeling those pressures. You know what I mean? Because he had never opened up about it. He had never said anything. We didn't see any acting out or anything like that. So we really didn't. We really didn't actually have to, or we didn't address it because we didn't know it was a problem. Now it's grown, so now they're grown. So, but I wish he would have opened up years ago. When he was feeling that pressure. But But he did not do that. He didn't do that. He kept that to himself.
Yeah, they carry a lot. They carry a lot,
Yeah.
and they are automatically in the shadow along with you, and they didn't
Hmm.
ask for it. They
Yeah.
don't. They didn't. And I would say, even as a pastor's wife, you didn't ask for it, but you're in the shadow. Period. Like you're on display, and so they are now. Their relationship is their relationship. Like it is what it is. They are unapologetically them,
Yeah.
regardless of what I have to
Oh,
say.
for
So
sure.
yeah, I love it. I love it. I
For
love it.
sure. Yeah, I could say ditto to that because mine are too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And that one in particular, for sure.
Yeah.
The other one's more quiet and laid back, but that one, oh boy.
It's always one. It's always one.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. They're so opposite. So my
Yeah.
oldest one is so outgoing and out, just, and the other one is so quiet and to himself and just stays home and,
Yeah.
but, that, but they say that, right? Every child has their own identity, their own,
Yeah.
So yeah, so they are very, very different. So, okay. So let's move into how did you get into, and I mean, I know it, but I want you to explain to everyone else how you got into becoming an author.
So, I first of all, I was I'm a journal. I love to journal. I've been journaling since I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I went to a point of sickness. I got sick. I found out my kidneys were bleeding and I had a kidney disease. And so this is while we're pastoring, by the way.
Wow.
Never been through any sickness or anything like that at all. Never been. I
Wow.
always told people I'm God's favorite. So I've never been through anything. So it was just like, I didn't go through anything. And this particular time in my life, and it was 2015, I could feel a shift around 2013, 14. I sensed that I got to a place of stuck. I sensed that I got to a place of, how you just know, like, okay, is this gonna be it? Like you're
Yeah.
the pastor's
Mm-hmm.
wife of the church. You're teaching and preaching with your husband. Are we gonna die like this? So I knew I could feel a shift. I could feel something happening, but I didn't know. And I just believe in that moment when I got sick, it was my wake up call, my personal relationship. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe that God was cursing me. I do believe that God allowed it. So I end up swelling up and really, really bad on a cane, and I put it in my first book. So I'm on this cane and I'm at work, and I started writing and journaling. Well, that journaling turned into a book. And while I'm journaling and I'm writing the book, I get through. A young lady came to our church. She started attending the church,
Okay.
and she had already done 17 books.
Wow.
So God set it up to where the thing that I journaled, she was able to take it and make it. She edited her book. She did everything to her book. She did it for me. She came
Wow.
in and she assisted me and she helped me. Her name is Candace. I love her. She's still my
Wow.
today.
Look at God. He sent it right to you. Here you go.
Like, here you go. Like, soon as I got through with the book, she showed up at the church. She had been there a couple of months. And the next thing you know, we started the process and she helped me birth out that first book. She was just like, let's do it. Let's make, and I kept saying I wanted to write a book. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write, how you speak it, you speak it, you speak it. But I was really afraid and fearful. Long story short, that was my first book. And it was my story. And it was healing for me. It was life-changing for me. The very first book that I ever wrote, and it was There's Power in Your Pain when you learn to speak life into it. And as a pastor's wife, that moment allowed me to catapult into what you see today.
Yeah.
Because of that book. So
we see a lot.
Yeah, because of that book, it was like I got out of my comfort zone, and I got out of my place of stuff. And in that sickness, I realized, I wrote a blog this morning to my email bloggers, and I said, I remember the day. It was like where I am now and what God is about to do now in my next season. I can feel it. I know it's happening, but I felt like I got to a moment of living in the cage again. I was a pastor's wife living in the cage that was stuck, and and numb. I was just my husband, wife, and my girl's mother and the pastor's wife of the church. And I was about to take my dreams to the grave. It was a near-death situation because they told me that if I would have stopped taking the medication, that my kidneys, that I would have been into a coma. Then at that moment, I realized I shall live and not die. And I know you hear that, but it was my moment of a wake-up call to where, okay, if they write on in your obituary, what are they gonna write? What have you done? What are the things that you completed? And so in that moment, I decided I didn't want to live in the box of just being the pastor's wife. Probably, and I will say this. You ready?
I'm ready. Wait a minute. I'm ready.
And this is the part where you get up out of the cage and everybody is not okay with you moving up out of the cage. They're not comfortable with that. Who do you think you are? What do you think you're doing? You think you all that? You think you're a bag of chips? No, it's not that. I'm just no longer in the world of living comfortable. I'm no longer in a place of complacency. Yes, this may look good. You may have thought I've done a lot of great things, but in my mind, there's so much more in me, but I did not know it until that sickness hit. So it had to happen. And I also did a conference call. It had to happen. It was because of that sickness that I realized that everything I had been through from that point into 2016, 15 had to happen. And so that's where you get my first book. I realized, girl, there's power in your pain when you learn to speak life into it. Get up and move and do everything that you're supposed to do while you're living. I told the people in the email blog, I said, listen, I learned how to live. I wasn't no longer just living to live, but I wanted to live so that I can live.
Yes.
There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Living. And I'm living my best life. Like, I can't explain it. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, you have days, it's up and down, but it's that was my first book. I wrote that book because I was in a place of stuck. And guess what? It was because of pain that I dealt with as a little girl up into that moment that I never dealt with. So it allowed me to be stuck and numb on the front row, pastor's wife of a church. But I wasn't happy.
Yeah, you said a couple things. First, let me say, you talk about taking it to the grave. It's so ironic you say that, because I was at a funeral just last weekend, and everybody that got up would talk about how this person, I remember when they said, they were so into this and they wanted to start this business. And it was one after another. They always talked about want to do this and want to do that and do this. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want that to be me, Lord, please.
Yeah, I don't want that to be me. No.
Like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, and I'm telling you, it was one after the other. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh. So all that potential was there. All of that stuff was there. And again, I raised my hand because that's me. That is me. They call me the jack of all trades and the master of none. And you know what? And the thing is, though, the thing about that is, I think that does people such a disservice, because you don't have to be the master of it. No. You whatever God gave you is good enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that I'll speak for myself, that has always messed with me, because that's what people say to me all the time. Oh, you can do everything. You can do this. You can do this. But then I would hear master of all trades, but what is it? The jack of all trades, the master of none. So I would think master of none. I mean, I'm not good enough. I can do it, but I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? So that's always that's with me. But when I heard that, I was like, wow, like just like you just said, you don't want to take it to the grave. You don't want to take it to the grave. But then again, like you said, people always have something to say. Oh, look at her. She think that. When I started this, she's just trying to get famous. How am I going to get famous? Will you come on? Please tell me. Stop it. People will always have something to say negative. But it's for us to just say, you know what? Ain't about them. So what they say, bye Felicia. Right. And keep on doing what it is that you want to do.
Right.
So I mean, people will always have something to say. But then you also will have those who will encourage you and who will push you and who will be there for you. So, and thank God for those people, because like I said, this Tru Talk Soiree is no big grand following and all of that, right? But I still, like I said, you have this one. Oh, I watched, it was so good, blah, blah, blah. That's good enough for me. I don't
That
need
is.
to have 5,000 followers. I don't need, that's not why I did this. I didn't do this for those people, those naysayers, what they call them, the haters, those
Yeah.
haters. I didn't do this for you.
Right. It wasn't for you.
I
Yes.
didn't do this for
I'm
you.
not
I
assigned
didn't
to
do this
you.
for you. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
But in the meantime, they're the ones watching in the shadows.
Yeah. This
You
is
know
true.
that. They're the
This
ones
is
watching
true.
in the shadows.
Right.
And that's all good. Y'all keep watching.
Really.
Y'all keep watching. Y'all keep watching. Y'all keep watching. Okay, so we got our first book. Then we had the second book, and the third book, and the fourth book, and the fifth book. Right? And how many more? What is there? 6, 7?
So I have 8. I have
Eight.
workbooks.
Okay.
I have workbooks as well as some that go with the book. So I have, there's Power in Your Pain has a workbook. I have a marriage survival guide. A marriage survival guide also has a workbook that I use for master classes.
Yes.
So that's the workbook. And then I have the Pastor's Wife connection also with the journal, where you're able to write with the journal. Church Hurt But It Helped, also with the workbook.
Wait, can I say? Wait, that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, Church Hurt But It Helped. Oh my God.
That's a whole nother show right there.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah. Yeah, Church Hurt But It Helped. One of which birthed out Church Hurt But It Helped was for the church, for those in church that's dealing with church. You Are the Fragrance. It's almost like a sequel to Church Hurt But It Helped. But it's a guide for pastor wives, for any woman that they think they have a fragrance, that believe that I have a fragrance. There's a scent about me that is an anointing, an aroma that has an assignment to what I'm doing. And so it's like a segment to that, but it's more for pastor wives. It's a guide that I give, during the month of March. I do for mentorship with pastor wives. But yeah, so yeah, it's eight, and I just wrote a new book with the ladies in my church.
Yes, you did.
My spiritual daughters in my church, they wrote a book. There is a real heal you. And so because I've written, so many, me and my husband did marriage survival guide together. He has a version and I do too. And so I was like, let me do one with them. And they wrote their story. I just wrote a little bit, but they wrote their story. And
I think that's beautiful.
Yes. So yeah,
I think that's beautiful. That is beautiful that you brought them in, and it's so fun. It's not funny, but it's so true that there's so many people hurting in the pews, and even with Church Hurt But It Helped. Yeah, we talk about church hurt all the time, and I know we all have our opinions about that.
Right.
But that's the thing, you the world hurts you.
Right.
Okay, the world hurts you all the time.
Right.
And you move on and you keep going.
Yeah.
But somebody in the church hurt you, now you can't function.
And you can't, and you quit, and you done.
And you quit. I ain't coming no more. I'm not
done.
coming no more. I'm not coming. I didn't get my way, so I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But the healing, you gotta get the healing.
Yeah. But it helped you. That's why I came right. But it helped you. It helped you. It made you stronger. It made you wiser. Everything you experience in the church can prepare you for the outside world. It makes you stronger. When I look back at it, everything I experienced in church hurt. Girl, the Lord gave me so much.
Wait, no, not the first ladies. The first lady and the pastor don't get hurt. What do you mean? What do you mean? They don't get hurt ever, not ever. Not ever. They the ones hurting everybody else.
Baby, please go read You Are the Fragrance. Because pastors and pastor wives get hurt all the time.
Very badly.
All the time. But our comeback has to be quicker. That's it. We have to be quicker. So yeah, total of 8 books. That's what I've written so far. Hopefully some more, but right now I'm just. Yeah.
I'm sure you got more. I'm sure you have more, but okay, let's move. Look, I told y'all that she could shoot. It's a lot. Okay, so now let's move. Let me ask this though. So you had the help with the editing, but how did you publish?
So she helped me publish. The book. She taught me all the streams, which birthed out my first business and my first business. So she taught me everything. She taught me how to go in and publish it, and she worked with me. She was a godsend. Like I said, she was a godsend. Candy.
God said this. He said, I'm going to just give it to you right here. Here she
Right
is.
here. Yes. And I invested in her because I was like, oh my God. So with that, I ended up with my publishing company. She's a part of that team with me. So we all get, I call it this in the now don't judge me, but I call this in the money world is that we all get a cut. So she's getting a cut with me. We're able to do it together. We're able to do it together. So we partnered together on a lot of things, but I created because of that, because of what she taught me, I made it, I prayed about it and took it to the Lord and made it a complete publishing company. So it's called Harden Publishing Company, where I mentor as well as show people how to publish out their books. Some start, quit, some because it's a lot to it. It's not just writing a book. Your emotions are caught up in it. You're going back to where you were in that pain. And sometimes that doesn't feel good. And so I have some that start, and then when we get halfway through, they can't do it. And then there's some that have completed the process. So super excited about that. But that is a business that I do have, Harden Publishing Company.
Okay, so let's see. We pastoring, we're singing, we're an author, entrepreneur, with our own publishing company. Okay, so if somebody is on here tonight who feels like they have a book in them, or that God is pushing them to birth a book, what are their next steps? How do they reach you, and how do they know? You know what? I would like for somebody, I know somebody from your ministry or from your business is on here. They could pin some information in the comments to how to contact you. If they but what would be their steps? What would you say to that person who feels like, okay, I feel like I have a book in me, I feel like I have something to say?
So if they are looking to publish a book, number one, they would schedule a book consultation with me. And you'll go on my website to TonyaHarden.com. You can schedule that free 45-minute book consultation so that we can kind of get a clear understanding of what you're wanting to do, what it's going to look like. And so what I do from there is that once we get the free consultation and have that consultation, we take care of everything from that point. So you have so many sessions with me. After so many sessions, we are able to not just publish your book, but we're able to do flyers for your book. We're able to edit your book. We're able to consult you on how to write the book, how to set up the chapters, how to outline, how to set everything up. So you get the full packet with us, all the way up to getting your book on Kindle and on all the the different platforms. Amazon, those type of platforms. So you're able to get it on there. So you're able to do that part with us from the beginning to the end. You're able to do everything. You don't have to go to anyone else to get the editing. I'm your middleman. We're gonna make sure that you're taken care of. My team is gonna make sure that at the end of the day that it's taken care of. We could do it within a month. We can do it within 2 months. It will be totally up to you, but I only give you 6 months. 6 months.
You better push it out. Get that baby out of there.
But after about 6 months to a year, you will not be able to get a refund. But I'll do everything I can, and I've never had to do that. But I'll do everything that I can to be able to get your book published and in someone's hand. And so with those ladies, they had to go through the same process. The ladies in my church went through the same process with me that I do with book club. Of course, they're a little different because they're a part of me. I was able to go through that full process, but you can definitely do that. Go to my website, free consultation. I am off the whole month of December, so it'll be January.
So y'all wait till next year.
January. Oh no, I have a couple of days next week, so you could definitely schedule that free consultation. Is there a fee with your service? Yes, there is a fee with my service. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is a fee.
All you want to do, if you just want us to do your book, there's a fee for just that part. If you just want me to do the consulting and you go find your own editing, you go find your own flyer, you can do that. You can take the full package of my premium package, or you can just take the small things. So we'll break down everything
Right.
with you once
So
we have the consultation. Before you leave that
So
consultation, you'll know how much.
right. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Like, you don't make me cry.
What you mean?
I appreciate that.
Look, I'm just trying to break it down. There's so many, there's so much going on. You're a busy woman. Okay, so let's see. We've done the books, and let me just let you read off the titles of your books again, just so everybody can hear the books that you've written. So
my first book is There's Power in Your Pain. And you can find that on all of this information that I'm giving you is on my website, www.tonya.harden.com. Rhonda Lee should be on, that's my administrator, so she can give you that information. But www.tonya.com, TonyaHarden.com. But There's Power in Your Pain, When You Learn to Speak Life in It, which is my first book that I wrote in 2015, 16, somewhere in there. And then Marriage Survival Guide. You could get my version and my husband's version if you're married. And we're doing something with that in February, so get ready for that. Marriage Survival Guide, and then Church Hurt, But It Helped. That's for that woman that is in ministry. That I have a book for everything. So I have a book for life, I have a book for marriage, and I have a book for ministry. I don't have a book for business yet, but hopefully my husband will work on that.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah. But Church Hurt, But It Helped. That is my another book that I wrote that's on my website as well for ministry. If you're leading out as a lady in ministry, you definitely want to get that book. It's for that leading lady, that minister's wife, that deaconess, even the pastor's wife. That's good for them. Also, another book I just wrote a bit earlier this year was You Are the Fragrance. You Are the Fragrance is for the pastor's wife. It's for that woman that is trying to identify who she is, what she carries. You can put yourself in the story pretty much into the book, but it's mainly written for that pastor's wife or that woman that's trying to identify her fragrance. And then there is a Real Heal You. I gotta shout them out. There is a Real Heal You, From Wounded to Warrior. That's their subtitle. From Wounded to Warrior. You're talking about women that talked about, one of the chapters was they cheated on their spouse. I forgot her chapter. I can't think of it. Sister Lee, if you can type some of the chapters, a betrayal of a wife. That's one chapter. You always hear the betrayal of a husband, but never really the betrayal of the wife.
Right.
We also have dealing with narcissists. So one of the ladies,
narcissist,
also a Miracle in the Waiting, dealing with miscarriage. Also, He Sees You is another chapter where you're trying to find love in all the wrong places. And then Mr. Unknown, when you're dealing with things that happen in a marriage that you did not know and you find out later. So great read. Yeah. And then I come back and tell you, but girl, you're created to win. So I close it out with that. So those are the books that I have. You can get all on my website.
Good. So you guys go to her website and purchase those books, because I know you fall into some category. Category of a book.
Can I say this really quick?
Yes.
If you go on my website, you will also see I have a bundle deal for Black Friday sale that is happening right now. You're able to go there, and with the Black Friday sale, you're able to get not just There's Power in Your Pain, you're also able to get There's a Real Heal You, along with 5 videos where I take you through the process of getting from pain to purpose. So you're able to get that, including my workbook that goes along with it. So you're able to get all of that, and it's a normal $200 packet, but it's for $55, not $15.
Wow, $55 that's a great Christmas gift.
Yes,
everybody. You don't know what to get somebody. That's a great Christmas gift. I think go get a couple.
Yes,
get a couple and share. Spread the love. Spread the healing. Let's say that.
Yes.
To help. That sounds like a great Christmas gift for some folks. Okay, that was good. And on top of the books, you also have ministries in you have what's the word I'm looking for? Online.
Butterfly.
You have your groups.
Oh, Pastor's Wife Connection,
Mm-hmm.
which is for only the senior pastor's wives.
Right.
It's only for the senior, and
And let's explain why it's only for the pastors.
Yeah, let me explain that. I always have to explain that. And I get it. I totally get it because it's always a misunderstanding. So I have another ministry that is for leading ladies. So I have a leading ladies connection that I do at the beginning of the year. Every year for minister wives, deacon wives, women that are leading out in ministry. So that's for that. It's called Leading Ladies Connection, and you'll see a flyer for that coming up soon. But that's for that. But Pastor's Wife Connection, I created for the senior pastor's wife. See, I was a minister's wife, and I thought, that maybe we walk on the same line as the pastor's wife, and that's not true. Minister's wives and pastor wives go through two different things. And it's not that no one is better than or less than.
Right.
But I wanted to create, because check this out. What if I allowed all pastors' wives, let's say if it's the pastor's wife and the assistant pastor's wife that is in this group? Well, the pastor's wife may not be comfortable with having a conversation about anything because of the assistant pastor wife being a part of it. Or there may be a problem with the assistant pastor wife. You just never know. Anything can go down. So here's the thing. It's a safe place for only the senior pastor's wife. That is the pastor, the senior pastor of the church, and his wife. They're the only ones. And sometimes we invite the senior pastors on with us to be a part of the conversation. But it's a place of peace. It's a place of safety for only the senior pastor's wife. But everything else I do for outside of that. But pastor's wife, that's just something near and dear that needs a private place for them and them only.
Right.
So yeah.
That I needed.
And I'm so glad you joined.
I did. And I'm so glad I came on. And I was sharing with Pastor Harden earlier, that Lady Harden, Lady T, I don't know which one we call you.
Yeah, whatever you want to call. It don't even matter. Whatever works.
I was sharing with her earlier that I didn't really feel like I had a role model in that area, and going to a church, and it was a little hard. Sometimes it's still hard. It is. It's still hard. And nobody gets it. And this is why her and I were discussing earlier, the difference between the minister's wives and the pastor's wives. The roles are very different. There's a lot more involved, a lot more pressure. It's a lot. It's just different. And so, so I would encourage, if there's any other pastors' wives on here, to go to the page. Go to the page. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy her like I do. Pastors' Wives Connect. Yeah.
I want to make this disclaimer because I think it's one out there that's when my Facebook page got blocked. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
And so we have a new one. It's called the Pastor's Wife Connection Group.
Correct.
So
you're right.
That one and not the other one. If it's still, I don't know if it's open still, but Pastor's Wife Connection Group.
Right. Yeah. But I would definitely encourage any pastor's wife that may be watching or may watch after on a rebroadcast to check it out, to come on and check it out. I think it'd be very helpful to you. That's for sure. Now, you also have this series. You have the books, but you also have series on your page, on your website, right? You have videos that people can go back and go and watch. So I encourage you all to go to her website when you get a chance and check out some of the videos and the series that she has as well going on. Now let's move into this entrepreneur. Also,
I want to say this, sidebar, I do have a Kingdom Women Connect that you can, if you're not a pastor's wife, you can join that. Kingdom Women Connect, that I think you're part of that as well.
Yeah.
I share different things in there. Don't go live that much, but when I do, I let you know. But yeah, Kingdom Women Connect. So,
yeah. Well, you know what? When you guys go and you join, you'll see when the live comes up. You'll see. I get my little chimes. But you know what? I'm always doing something, and we have a time difference, so you know, it's like, oh man. But then I'll go back and I'll watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Sometimes I can catch a piece of it, but I am, I go back and I watch and I glean. But now we were talking about the entrepreneur. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and your husband just started a new venture.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to share what that is?
So yeah, we just started a new business during the pandemic, praise the Lord. Yeah, I learned how to pivot really, really quick during the pandemic. And so we started Harden Enterprise Services LLC. You can go to HE Services and I'll kind of tell you that more, but we HE Services-LLC.com, I think. But somebody will put it in there. But Harden Enterprise Services that we started together in 2020. And so with that, we had no idea what we were starting. God just told my husband to jump. So the vision for our church in 2020 was jump in 2020. So imagine starting 2020 thinking we're gonna jump. And I'm one of those, like, I just believe in the God in my husband. And so the vision for our church was to jump. And he told me the vision like in 2019 during our vacation, and he never does that. So I was just like, where are we jumping to? Like, where are we going? What's gonna happen, right? And he was like, I don't know. God said, jump, do something. I'm gonna start a business. Because he started watching me maneuver into my business. And I believe it was encouraging for him to, I need to do something. And he kept saying, I'm gonna be the middleman. I need to be the middleman, because of the connections that we gained throughout the years with different people. He kept saying that I need to be the middleman. So we started Harden Enterprise Services LLC. And so from there, we ended up into construction. It fell in our lap. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just taking a leap of faith of saying we're gonna jump. We're gonna jump. And so we got our LLC. We sat down, went to places to get mentored. Preview A&M University. Went through them, and they had a program called the Bid Academy. Shout out to them. They started February. Reach out to them. Amazing. Bid Academy with Preview A&M University. And so we got in contact with them. And a long story short, because it's a long story, how God, just like the book with the young lady Candace, God set it up with one of the ladies that is amazing to us and a mentor to us as well. We met her, and she was working actually with TD Jakes Ministries, which was absolutely amazing. So she helped us come up with the name, and we went through this academy, learning about bids and contracts and becoming Hub. It's called Hub Certified. And this is all over the United States, not just in Texas, but Hub Certified. And learning about, getting certifications to be able to do business with the best customer in the whole wide world, which is the government. So learning how to do business. And so we ended up, my husband, God gave him the name, Harden Enterprise Services LLC. We started it. We again, not knowing where this was going to go, we just did it. Do you understand, woman of God?
Obedience.
Whoever's here, listen, we just jumped. It was like, let's do it. But God would always put us in the rooms because we said yes. Here's the thing. It's when you're not saying, you're not saying, okay, I'm thinking about it. You're saying, I'm ready to come out. That was that cage moment again for me. Okay, we're going to do this. I don't know what we're doing. We're going to just do it. Like, we're going to step out. So we got to the class learning. Remind you, we don't understand what they're talking about in this class. This is totally different. I've never heard nothing about no government contracts and never heard that. Like, what are you talking about? And this cannot be real. Long story short, we start the business. When we start the business, there was an opportunity for a contract for our city to be, and my husband kept saying, God kept telling me to jump, and that we're going to be a great resource to our community. And so I started speaking that thing, and I started praying about it. I started nurturing it in prayer. I started telling God, not only, God, I'm going to decree and declare. I've never done this. The Lord told me for 14 days, I need you to have a affirmation moment. So I started saying, God, I am the head and not the tail. When I say I mean my husband, my family, everybody that's attached to me.
Yes.
I am the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. And I started saying, God, we are money magnets because money chase after us. Come here. remind us in a place of downsize. Also, the Lord told us to downsize in the same season of 2019. Come here. Told us to downsize. I want you to start. We didn't know. We didn't have a place to live. We didn't know where we were going to stay besides in an apartment. We downsized. Long story short, Lady Robyn, we get an opportunity. They asked us that we want to do construction. So my husband was like, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll do it. From there, we started a construction company that has been able to restore over 300 homes in our community.
Wow.
So
Oh my gosh.
Restore those homes, but give back to our community where they don't have to pay, but the funders are connected with us. Why? Because we had to go get that LLC. We had to go get our EIN. We had to become HUB certified because they didn't want to use us unless you had these credentials in order to do that, right? So now we're at a point, my husband is now the general contractor of our county, of our community, and some surrounding areas. So opportunities just to know in that area. And it went from there to where we stepped out in 2021. We had another vision. We're going to flip something. Well, no, 2022. We're going to flip something in 2022 because we have a vision. Here's the thing. How do we really get to entrepreneurship? How do we really get to building a business, building a church from the ground up? How did we get to this point right here? We literally started writing visions and having vision boards within our family, with our children, with our church sometimes. But in 2020, we had to do it with our children. And we had to sit down with them and do a vision board. And the same house that I'm living in now, I told you we downsized. It's the same picture that my husband had up for us to live in now, that we had no idea. On top of that, so back to the entrepreneur, I'm trying to get it out without, because it's overwhelming. I can't explain it, but I will say this, is that in the process of starting that, being able to give back to our community, we also been able to work with, different funders. So it set us up in a place where we're able to do that. So 2022, we had another vision, and we had a vision for our church, a vision for ourselves individually, and a vision for our home. Come here, Habakkuk, write the vision down and make it plain so whoever can read it can run with it. Why? Because we do not just we don't just do ourselves, we do ministry at our church. We have a vision for that. We have a vision for our business. So 2022, we're going to flip something. We had no idea. We just focused. I started speaking, my husband started speaking. We are wealthy. We are walking into our wealthy place. We're going to flip something. We don't know how, we don't know when. So we flipped our first home. We have an investment property, and so it's like you learn. And we also got what you call our MBE, which is a major thing in the government contracting, where we're able to do business in the city of Houston. Our MBE, which is Minority Business Enterprise, and two others that we got, which was major in order to get, and it was a process to get it, but it opens up other doors to where, so Harden Enterprise now has 5 businesses under it. We have one business that is the Harden Publishing Company. The second business is the Harden Construction Department. The other business is our HG4 Property Management, and another business is our printing and marketing, and our so 4. I may be missing one. Oh, we also have a partner with logistics, so which is a whole nother ball game, which we're not tapping into everything, but it's a lot of opportunity, and we're learning as we go. We don't know it all. It's new to us, brand new, but we're one of those. As we learn it, we teach it. So we have it's called the Lions Den Network, where we have other businesses that we bring together. And we meet with them every third Thursday of the month. One of them is on right now. She got a certification. She has a women's certification. She has all that right now. We have someone else that just bought property, that's getting ready to buy property. So it's just amazing, and it's just growing together. So we have a Lions Den Network. Anything we learn, we want to be able to teach it. You know what I'm saying? It's free. And then we also have a membership where you're able to get, if you want to know how to get an LLC, get an EIN, all of that is on our membership database that we have, that you're able to have access to all the time, new stuff that drop every month within that database. So that way we don't have to teach you if you don't want to go through all that. Just Grab what we have in our database. As we learn, we show it, we give it to you.
That is awesome. That is awesome. First of all, all of it. I mean, I've heard it because, I've seen, but for everyone else, I know you're overwhelmed. Like, wow. That's how I was when I first heard it. I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. So that's wow.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to explain. But yeah,
the obedience and the faithfulness, following what God tells you to do in such a scary moment, because it's not easy to just jump. You don't know where you're jumping, right?
Not at all.
It's just not.
No.
But for you guys to go ahead and step out on faith, and then for you to, I love what you said about you nurtured it. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. You nurtured it in prayer. I love that.
We both had, it brought us together. Don't get me wrong, we have up and downs, and we have to learn, because it's new for us working together as a couple. But one of the things that we learned, and I know it may sound cliche to someone else, but every area that I'm telling you about, that I've discussed, from the book to the to the mentoring, to the entrepreneurship, to all the different things that I've heard you say, each one has been nurtured in prayer, has been soaked in prayer, because it's the scariest thing that you ever want. Right now, I'm in a moment, I put in my email blog, I'm scared of my neck. I'm afraid. And I had a moment last month, and I'm not going to cry on this thing. I had a moment last month that I could feel the shift. Come here, let me talk to everybody that feel the shift.
You go ahead.
Shift that is about to happen, and I know that it's bigger than me. I know that it has to happen. I keep dreaming about it. I keep seeing it. I keep feeling it. And I'm just like, God, and you always ask the question, God, why me? I don't care who you are. When you're at a moment of a shift and God shows you and he gives you a glimpse of what he's about to do, and you keep thinking about it, and you start writing the vision about it, oh my God, wow. It scares me. It scares me. But here's the thing that I had to realize. Wait a minute. I got in a cage of comfortable. I got in a cage again in 2022 of being complacent. Like, man, we doing good. We're good. The ministry's good. The marriage. Okay, we're God was no. I know you feel that shift. I know you feel the shift, because there's seasons, and seasons change. And so God has me in the season. When you're in that season, you really got to take it. That's why I'm not doing nothing in December. I need to break and take a pause so that I can pray and bathe this thing. What is it that you're calling me to do in this season? What am I? Are you right? How do I sit down and write the plan out? Who do I connect with? And come here, I feel the glory. Who do I connect with so that they can birth this baby that's on the inside of me, that is bigger than the baby of a book, that is bigger than a baby of a bit? What do I do? Who am I? I'm reading right now, Instinct. I had to pause for a minute, because I needed something to be poured into me so that I won't be scared of this one. Because here's the thing, when you get to this level, you can't go back to the cage. You can't go, not at this moment, because the cage ain't there no more. Come here, it's no longer there. You can't go back. So you might as well sit down for a moment, pause for a minute, and start praying and prostrating before the Lord and asking God what's next. I'm still speaking that God money ran after me so that we can bring resources to our community, to our city, and to my children. Don't get me wrong, and to my children. So I'm still speaking those same things that God gave me in them 14 days, but I'm adding some stuff to it. That God, not only am I the head and not the tail, but God, I am a money magnet. And I know that God, when this money comes, I'm going to make sure I budget it right. I'm going to do everything you tell me to do. I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to be to a point to where I'm spending when I know I don't need to spend it. I don't need no burger today. Come here, Glory. I don't need no, okay, I can work around with the nails every now and then. Whatever it takes in this season. So, okay, God, teach me how to budget. That's where I am right now, so that I can be prepared for my next. Because if you're faithful over little, over much more. And it ain't even about being ruled over much more, but I want to make sure that I learn the process and the change in this moment. So I got to pause for a moment, because I feel something. Come here, anybody on here, if you are in that place and you feel a shift, you better stay still for a moment so that you can learn, God, who am I supposed? Like you said, you have to reach out. You had to figure out, okay, what group I'm supposed. It wasn't by chance that we got connected. Come here. I ain't never met you a day in my life, but it wasn't by chance that you sat back and dated me for a moment, got to know me for a moment, got to know my story for a moment. But I had no idea that my story was inspiring you the whole time. Come here. You never know when God does a shift who the story is for. Have no idea. Baby, I cried a many times in them 2 years that you're talking about. I done went through a lot of pain in them 2 years that you're talking about. But here's the thing, that I learned that through the process of the pain, it has allowed me to tap into another purpose that I've never seen before. My life today since 2000 is unrecognizable. But I know my life 5 years from now, baby, I ain't gonna have no idea. And it ain't just for me. I know that it's for my husband said, I told you the middleman, right? Middleman meaning giving job opportunities, being able to give back. It's bigger than that. So that's what I feel a shift, and I can't go back to the cage. So I had to I got comfortable. Come here. Don't
go to the cage.
Yeah, I can't go to
the cage. Stay away from the light. Stay away from the cage.
Stay away
from the cage.
Baby, the cage of fear, the cage of doubt, the cage of I don't know what's next, and I'm not gonna move because my mama didn't do it, because my grandma didn't do it, because nobody in my family did. I don't know nobody in my family that wrote a book. I didn't know nobody in my area, let's get real, that wrote a book. But because I wrote a book, I've seen others do it. You understand me? It's like, and it ain't, I'm not saying that I'm the one that's special, but my spiritual mother wrote a book who inspired me to write a book. Come here. So it went like, I'm like, if she did it, I can. And now God said, okay, if you did it, somebody, come here, stand on the shoulders, find somebody you can stand on their shoulders and learn from them and glean from them so that you can grow, glow, and get to and thrive in your divine destiny. That's it's a deeper level. So here's the thing. Well, all this stuff you said, baby, don't mean nothing. I done cried a lot. I done been lied on. I done been talked about. I done had moments where I mistreated other people. You understand me? I mistreated other people because I didn't understand the shift. I didn't understand why I was stuck. And because I was stuck, I probably took my issues and problems out on people. And sometimes maybe even still do that today, not intentionally. But here's the thing, that God, if I can grow, allow me to see myself in every area so that I can be, I'm not perfect. And I make mistakes. I have moments. I had an attitude yesterday. You understand me? With everybody in my house, because it was a moment. I have moments. We all do. But it's learning. I had to learn. In this entrepreneur, baby, faith is the key. Faith, the size of a mustard seed. I have seen, spoken, and I've seen God do it. And I'm not saying I'm from the country, from Texas. But being able to do different things that I've never seen done before. And whatever God's gonna do next, I can't, if I told you, you'll probably say, girl, you're lying.
I can't wait to see.
I'm gonna just wait for it.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm telling you, it's so much bigger than that. So the entrepreneur world, love it. We love doing it together. Getting ready to do some big things in February. Can't wait to share with everyone. But it's one of those. We are doing, and it was all because of a thought. It was all because we used the one thing that nobody else, animals, birds, nobody else can use, and that was our brain. That was it. We just use our creative mind from the tools and the things that we've experienced to be able to bring it to the table. Which you could do as well. Anybody could do it. It's just, are you willing to come out of the cage of fear and doubt?
Yeah. And that's big for a lot of people, including me. That's big.
You saw my creative juices while we were talking. I was like, okay, I ain't gonna push her, because I'm a pusher. I'm like, okay, I don't know her like that.
Look, I must be ready to be pushed. That's probably why we're on here today.
Right.
But listen, that was a lot, and I hope everybody really gleaned from that and the process, because it doesn't happen overnight. But I like, the fact that you guys put the work in. So many times people think, oh, I know how to do this, and I'm just gonna go do that. And sometimes that might pan out, but I think with longevity, you need to have that background. You have to learn. Oh, I want to open this business. Well, you got to go learn about that business first, the ins and outs and all that, so you guys went through the steps. You didn't just say, hey, we just going to do this, which is important. You need to know, all the things that you ran off. Yeah. Who would have known all that you needed all those things, So many people just say, hey, I'm going to just start, like you said, just flipping houses. I know how to, hey, I built forts when I was a kid. That don't mean I can go build no house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so come on now.
Right.
So I like that you guys went out.
I want to say this even though we got everything in 2020, we really didn't start. We did all the research the whole year of 2020. We didn't get our first contract to 2021. So it didn't happen overnight.
Right.
It took a minute, and we started small. Yeah. And then it went from there. But we were willing to learn everything we needed to learn, getting around the right people and getting around the right circles to do it. And that's what we had to do. So yeah.
So you took the steps, and you took the time to do it right. And then the other thing that I really love is that, as you guys are going, as you're growing, you're also reaching back and saying, hey, here, this is how we did it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we can help you, or you can come find this information. This is what we did. Now this is the blueprint.
Right.
Here's the blueprint. We got the blueprint for you. And so that you could come on up behind us even not even necessarily into that particular business, but in business in general.
Yes.
You can use those blueprints to do whatever field or whatever area of that it is that somebody wants to do. Yeah. So I love the fact that you guys are not stingy and selfish with the information, and and you want to help somebody else, another brother or sister. Right. And that's really what it's about too. Making sure that we as a people, and I don't mean even just Black people, just we as a people can help one another. Yeah. To move forward in the things that we want to do, the things that are laid on our heart to do. Can you talk to me a little bit about working with your hubby? How's that? And everybody can't do that.
Oh Lord. Okay, so working with my husband, I'll be trying to get his opinion and bring him on, but yeah, working with my husband in the beginning when we started with ministry, it wasn't good. I will say that it was not good at all, because it started off because first of all, I didn't feel like he was my pastor.
Wait, let me do that too. Wait.
Yeah, don't judge me. Whoever watching, don't judge me. I felt like I came from my spiritual parents, and they're my pastor. You're not my pastor. You can't tell me what to do. You're my husband. I didn't know how to see him as my pastor. So imagine that happening.
You talk about a shift, right? That's a shift.
Yeah, that's it. And the crazy thing is, I felt the shift before we moved. And when I felt the shift, I literally quit the church. I was mad at the people, and that was my reason, but I could feel God like tugging, and they kept calling me pastor, and I didn't like that. I was just, he's not a pastor, and I would always say that. He's not a pastor. Long story short, but coming together, and it was when the transition of me started speaking and him speaking. So now you asked me to speak, but it got to a point where more people wanted to hear it because I was I'm the rowdy one. I'm like, and it was like, okay, the competition began. Let me talk to every pastor. The competition started to begin because remind you, we never been to this place, right? And we definitely gonna write a book about it. But that part, and how can you be in competition with your husband? You never know what will happen when you get to that point when both of you are anointed, both of you are gifted, and he's used to being the head, I was used to being the head when it came to because I'm the one got him in church. So I'm like, I got you here. You can't tell me, I know God. I'm the one that introduced, I'm just bad. So God had to whoop both of us. We had a moment of being whooped, okay? To where we had to learn and it was a process. Yeah. It was a complete process of us learning ministry. So now we got the thing in ministry. In 2019, the Lord said, jump. Uh-oh.
Mm.
So now we got to learn each other in business, and we're there now. So I can't share that until we come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're 2 years old.
Yeah.
You know, we're 2 years old, so we're still learning each other in this lane, but it's working and it's learning, and we have, you know, I call it heated fellowship. So just like we did in ministry, we have heated fellowship. We don't argue, but heated fellowship and ministry. And so we had to learn each other in that level. And it remind you, though, the things that happened in our church brought us closer together. So it was all needed. It was all necessary. So we learned how to work together in ministry. We do that very well.
Yeah.
But now the Lord said, okay, you graduated. So now let me give you money. Let's see how y'all gonna do this together with business. And so we're still learning each other, but we're learning to use the tools that God gave us. I'm in administration at heart. So I do the administration side of our business, all the marketing that you see. That's what I do for our business. So it works for us. He's not on social media, but I make sure he's on social media.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes, because they want to hear from. I say my little TikTok then just grew because I put him on there, and I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, okay. But hey, it works for us because it gives him a voice, but it also puts his faith out there for the business. So we're learning how to create this balance to where the other day we went out to eat and we were just talking business, ministry, business. We were back and forth from ministry to business. And it was just like, can we have a conversation without that? Like, and we sat there and we had nothing to talk about. I was like, we got to do better. Like, this cannot be our complete life. We got to create. So I'm still learning. I'm in this part of it when it comes to the business. Ministry, I'm not saying we capped it. We got it all together. We're kind of, especially when I became a pastor, I'm like, dude, you asked me to be a pastor. I didn't want to do this. And now you're giving me more work to do? No, you're making me more hated. You making the people hate me. No, I was already going through as a pastor's wife. But we learned how to create that balance. We learned how to lean on each other when it came to ministry. But here, we're still learning. We're still growing. We're still learning each other. It's different. It's not just like we said about being a pastor's wife. It's different when you do business with your husband, especially when you're both go-getters. It is so hard to do business with your husband, especially when you're like, no, we need to do this. So when we learn it, I know it's another, I don't want to say test, but another trial that I'm believing that we're going to overcome. We've been together 27 years, been married 22 next month. So we've been together a long time, since high school, so we're going to get it, but I'm not going to say if I can be transparent, I'm still learning that area.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of years.
I'll ask you again later. Another time.
Now ministry, we got that. We good.
Yeah.
This is different. It's new. It's different for us. So yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Last thing.
Okay.
I just want you to give final thoughts in whatever is laid on your heart at the moment. It's something that you just want to share, something that you want to make sure that the people leave with today.
I want to say this to anyone that's watching, everybody that's online watching the replay or watching us right now. I will tell you this. I always tell people this, that I am you and you are me. We've all experienced pain. I call myself the pain girl. We've all experienced situations, but I promise you that what you're going through right now in this moment, it's going to work out for your good when you learn to complete the test, when you learn to complete the trial. While you're in it, learn, like I just told you guys, I got to learn this first. You got to learn. If you don't remember anything else that we talked about tonight, remember these steps. This is what I live by. This is what I teach my mentors, my mentees, things that I teach, even in my church, is that number one, you got to learn to listen to God. Because no matter what, I can come on here and say, man, start a business or start a church or do it. No. Listen to God. What is God telling you to do in this moment? What is the thing that keeps pouring into you, and you keep dreaming about, and you find yourself around this conversation, you got to listen to God. Like, is there a reason that this keep coming up? God, why is this happening? So you got to be able to listen to God, because you'll find yourself out here in these streets doing everything but what you're supposed to be. And when you listen to God, guess what happens? You become okay in your skin and not with everybody. I loved how Lady Robyn said, hey, I'm cool with whoever show up. And this was before the call. It is what it is. You become comfortable in your skin when you listen to God, because you know that God told you to do this. Period. Can't nobody change it. This is what God, regardless of who says yes, who says no. When you know that this is what God said, you can listen to him and not people. Because people are fickle. And they believe you for that. And they'll rock out with you in 1 minute, but baby, as soon as you do something, it's done. So you gotta listen to God, because if not, you're gonna get off track.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be discombobulated. So I had to learn, listen to God. Make sure that I don't care what everybody else doing in these streets. Make sure I'm doing what God told me to do. As long as we do what God told us, we're good. After I listen to God, now number 2, I gotta learn. Because while I'm learning, it don't feel good. Let me go on and tell you right now, learning don't feel good. Don't learn. Don't nobody want to sit down and have lessons on how to do this. So you got to go through the lesson of learning. And what happens in the lesson of learning? Come here in the lesson see, God has a rhythm. You got to learn the rhythm too. You got to know that, okay, I've seen this before. My husband's teaching a sermon right now. God has a rhythm. I've seen this before. This looks familiar. You got to kind of learn his rhythm for your life. And when you learn that, you got to be willing to sit back and learn and be stretched while you're learning. Pause, break right there. Because stretching, that don't ever feel good. During the learning moment, every caller, every replay person, everybody under the sound of my voice, during the learning moment, your character is being built. So what does that mean? Character assassination. What does that mean? Scrutiny. What does that mean? Sabotaging your own self. What does that mean? Moments of doubt. You got to learn how not to do those things for your next level. Come here. You got to learn, Come here. You got to learn not to do. So until you learn it, you got to listen to God, but you're going to be stretched. You got to be waiting to learn through that. After you listen, after you learn, you got to get to a point where we're able to lead. Now you can lead after you listen, after you learn. You got to be able to lead. And now when you're able to lead, people can walk into your footsteps through the light that you're walking into and not through the light of somebody else. And it allows you to have your own identity, your own personality, your own thing that God has called you to do. And you don't need no audience to do it.
Not at all.
You don't need no audience to do it. You just do it and drop the mic and walk away. But it takes a process of listening, learning. Loving. I left out loving. That's the main thing. So after you listen and learn and they dog you out, now you got to go back and love them. Love everything and everybody that had you going through the learning moment. So number 3, you got to love. And then you leave. Because now you got to love without debt, because don't nobody owe you nothing. Because you made mistakes. You messed up. You talked about some folks. Come here. Don't act like you ain't never had a conversation about people. Come here. You done it. So God said, okay, if I can love you and throw your sins in the sea of forgiveness, I need you to do the same thing. Love without sin. So after you done listen, after you done learn, love them and love yourself. Stop believe in you. That's what it took for us. For me in 2016, I started believing in me. Lady Robyn, I started believing in the gift that God gave me. At first, I thought it was just a gift, just to write. I found out later, no. It's gifts with an S. You can create. By the way, I got 8 digital programs that I've created that God gave me that I learned. I don't even know if it's the right way to create it, but I created it and it worked for me. You understand me? 6. I think it's 6 digits. But anyway, they on my website. But yes, you're able to, you know what I'm saying? It's like God allows you to do that, but you got to love without that. Don't nobody owe you nothing. They don't owe you a I'm sorry. They don't owe you thank you. They don't owe you a I apologize. They owe you nothing. and you don't owe them anything unless the Lord told you to, because you listened to her. But lastly, lead. That's what I would tell you. Lead by your footsteps, not by your tongue, your mouth. Lead with footsteps. And when you when you do these things, man, you're able to be authentic in who you are. Can't nobody beat me being me. Can't nobody beat you being you.
Not at all.
That person that's watching,
No.
can't nobody beat you do. And what it is when you learn it's called, write this down, type this in the screen. It's called snatching your identity back. It's snatching. I ain't say pull, snatching. That's when you get to a point to where I'm gonna be bold in what God told me to do. I might have down days. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna have down days. But I told you I was just last month. I'm like, Lord, wait a minute. I'm scared. I'm terrified. But I got the tool. I got some tools with me. Come here. Let's think by TJ. I got some tools with me. I'm getting mentored by my mentor. I got some tools with me. I'm not in it by myself. I got a circle of people around me that are able to pour into me. If I need my spiritual mother, I'm getting those people. Who's in your circle? You got to ask yourself that. Do you have the right people? And if you don't have the right people, ask yourself, do I need to disconnect, not untie, but do I just need just for a moment so that I can identify this person I am? So that's what I would tell anybody, man. It's in you. You're created for purpose. Every person on the side of my voice, we were created by God. And that's what I found out in 2018 after being hit within my church, within my own church, within people in my own church. I realized, oh my God, that I got to be okay with the gift that God gave me, regardless of who don't like it. And you got to be okay with the gifts that God gave you, regardless of who don't like it. And the only way you can be okay with that, you got to love you first. Love you first. That's it. Love you first. When you love you, you can love everybody else. But love you first and be okay with you and fix the things you know they need to be fixed. But love you. So listen to God. Learn, love, and lead. I got a t-shirt too, by the way. Listen to God, learn, love, and lead. Yeah. Do it. Because you're chosen.
That's good. That's all
That's
good.
it.
I hope y'all got all of that. And you can always go back and watch the replay. That was awesome. Because you're awesome.
Man, God is amazing. I'm telling you, boy, I've been a broken girl. And every level. But God is so amazing. He is. I'm telling you, the email I sent out this morning, I had to reminisce, man. I was like, man, God, if you did that from 2015 to now, what makes me think that I'm gonna be scared to move into my next? All the stuff you just listed, that's all that I put in my email. I was like, wow, God did this. What makes me think that he's not gonna carry me through this particular thing that scared me to death? He's gonna do it. He's a man of his word.
He's going to do it. You had one question here that says, did you struggle with committing to the writing process?
Did I struggle with? Oh, yes. I struggled with committing. It took me, my first book, it took me about almost a year and a half, 2 years to write it. And the struggle was when you start writing, you start to feel again. Especially if you're writing stuff in the past, and it's almost like what you're writing, you have to deal with the reality of it, and it's back in your face again. And it doesn't feel good when you go through that process. I learned how to commit to the second book because of the experience with the first one, but that's something that I teach you in my book consulting moment of showing you how to stay committed to this thing, because you're going to go through people coming against you while you're writing. And it's not them, it's just the enemy trying to distract you. So you're going to have distraction that's going to happen even in your household while you're writing. You're going to have doubt while you're writing. Who's going to read my book? Why are they reading it? What if they read this and they're going to judge me? So it makes you get uncommitted and makes you have doubt about it. But so I struggled to answer the question. Yeah, I struggled. Now, when I did You Are the Fragrance, was the hardest book I've done since writing. And I cried a lot, and I wept a lot, and I paused a lot because I needed to heal, which birthed out There's a Real Heal You. So it was a birthing moment.
Wow. So you're in the process of writing one book, and another book is already coming through.
While I'm writing that book.
God, that is something. That is. Now, let me ask this question. Do you only work with people writing Christian books or self-help books, or is it any genre?
It's any genre, whatever you want, whatever kind of book. It's not just self-help, not just Christian, nothing to that nature. I'll show you how to write it. I just probably wouldn't read it if it's something that, that's against, I don't know. Yeah, we'll work it out. Definitely. I hope that makes sense. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, however do it, because it's all writing is writing, period. It's all about the process. I had a young lady write about her daughter. She was one of my clients. She wrote about the daughter. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, somebody's asking, is the book available? Yes, all her books are available now. And you can go to her website to purchase any of her books.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's been real. It's been real good. And I could really go on and on, but I know how busy you are, so I don't want to keep you any longer.
Thank you.
But I am so thankful that you came on. I thank you for your yes. I'm so happy to have finally gotten to meet you. And I know we'll try to keep in touch. Okay, what do you say to the person afraid to start?
Do it afraid. Do it afraid. I would say to the person that is afraid to start is to start, but do it afraid. I would even say to the person that is, because no matter what, every stage you're afraid because it's new. That's like riding a bike. It's new, but you had to get on the bike if you wanted to learn how to ride. But here's the thing, you can learn on your own, or you can connect with people that could teach you how to ride the bike. So it would be totally up to you. But I always say, do everything I've done, everything that Lady Robyn has said was all afraid. Especially church hurt, but it helped. Girl, I said, Lord, everybody ain't gonna talk about me. Because I knew it was my story. And I knew some people knew they were part of my story. And I'm not gonna dummy down my story to make someone feel good. You're a part of my story. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna put your name in there. I'm not gonna put you out there, but this is my story, right? So it was afraid. I was afraid, but I had to do it because it kept coming alive in me. It kept activating and stirring up stuff in me to where I couldn't sleep. And so I would just say start. Do it afraid. I always do discovery calls. I will say this. I have free discovery calls, 45 minutes to identify that. I'm not going to give you the answer. I can't give you that, but we can try to discover this thing that you're wanting to start and what it looks like. And I kind of just hear you out to see how are you wanting to start this and what we could do or what it could look like if this is something that you wanted to start. But I'll never tell you what to do because I'm not God. I'm not him. I can just discover. We can discover together. I'll be the girl that's teaching you how to ride the bike. That's it.
Hold in while you got your training wheels in you.
Yes, I hope so. That's why. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it there. I don't see any more questions. But again, I thank you. I thank you for coming on. I thank you. I know, like I said, when I said in the beginning, I kept telling you, I know somebody is going to be helped. I know it for a fact. So I want to thank everybody that came on tonight. Thank you for your questions and your hearts and your likes and your shares. I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thank you so much, True Talkers. Lady Harden.
I know, virtual hug. I gotta come to
Love
New
you.
York, man. I gotta come.
Look, I hope that we can actually do this again.
Yeah,
I really
I
do.
would
I hope that
love
we can. I
that.
hope that we can do this again. But I do. I thank you so much for coming on. I thank you for your yes and your time, your valuable time. I thank you so much. And I just want everybody to make sure that you go to her website, TonyaHarden.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
TonyaHarden.com, and that's Tonya with an O, not an A.
Right.
And go to the website and check her out. Check out all her books and her series that she has on there. And then if you find that you would like to reach out to her, please do so. Please do so. And I'm sure that she will love to hear from you all. So again, I'm going to say good night to everybody. I thank you so much again. I thank everybody for watching. God bless you all. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Everybody, love on your families, please. Love on your families. And just enjoy the holiday. Enjoy being together. I love you all. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay.